Greetings, Uncle Travelling Matt here, and I am reporting back on what is, I believe, my 9th day in Bulgaria of this trip with Alex. And I am currently in the main square in Varna, and that's a special place for me because, of course, as I mentioned before, I used to live in Varna, and today's been a really different day than all the others, primarily because I haven't done a lot in terms of sightseeing, so this video is not going to be very long in that way. But what it has been a bit of a trip down memory lane. So woke up late. Where we stayed, it's a bit crap really. It's called the Yo-Ho Hostel. It is a backpacker hostel, but they've kind of done as a dorm, as a private room. And last night I was in bed asleep, and then suddenly the bed collapsed, and it didn't break, but it somehow fell out of its place in the, that doesn't describe very well, but fell out of its place in the bunk bed, and so it had to be put back on, which I wasn't very impressed with at all. So maybe that's why, I don't know, I slept in a bit. That's my excuse anyway. And anyway, I woke up and haven't done a lot all day. So Mike had contacted. Mike's a guy I used to work with at H&B Dovegate many years ago, and he'd contacted through Alex's phone and said about meeting up at 12. So we had a bit of time in the morning where we didn't do much, just relaxed and chilled out in the centre of Varna. And then I met Mike, and Mike came in his car and took me to his favourite fish restaurant, which is called Nemo, where I had a very, very good fish soup. And that's on the quay, just out of town. And I guess my observations of Varna, I mean, I love Varna to bits. It's a great city. I was very happy living here. I may end up living here again one day, who knows. But it has changed. There's a lot more money here these days. There's been a lot of development, not all of it good, but there's clearly money here, and there's a lot of traffic compared with anywhere else in Bulgaria. Well, not that I've used my car today, but you know, we got stuck in a traffic jam going out of the city, which is, traffic jams are pretty much unheard of here. And so went to this fish place, then came back, picked up Alex, and we went off to, oh no, I'm telling a lie. So on the way back, we stopped at the school where I used to work. Now, it's not the same building because they've moved the school to the edge of town, but it's the same institution. And there I met with the new headmistress, and also Mr. Popov, who was my former boss, and we had a whiskey together and a little bit of a chat. Of course, Mike had also worked there for a period as well. Mike's kind of retired now. And then we met Alex in the centre, giving the headmistress a lift to the cathedral, and then headed off to a place called Sveti Konstantin Elena, or Druzhba. Druzhba's the communist era name. It's the one I prefer to use because it's a lot shorter and a lot better. And it was a purpose-built resort for working people in the time of communism. But its modern name is Sveti Konstantin Elena because in the middle of it was a church, a monastery church, a very ancient one, dedicated to Saints Constantine and Elena. Of course, Constantine founded, he didn't found the Roman Empire, but he made it Christian and founded Constantinople. Elena was his mum, and she found the true cross in Jerusalem. So they're very highly venerated in the East. And we actually went into that little church. It's been done up a bit, but it's a really nice little church. I found it quite moving. And then we went to one of my old favourite places, which is some thermal pools. There's a thermal spring, quite sulphuric, there, where I used to go and bathe. But when we went in, they told us, oh no, you can't. And I'm like, well, we always used to buy a ticket. And they're like, oh no, it's hotel guests only, you're not allowed. And I'm like, well, we don't mind paying. And they're like, nope, you've got to be a guest, that's it. So that was quite sad. But these pools were like swimming pools higher up, but down on the beach there are natural rock pools where the same spring kind of spews out into the sea. So we went there and relaxed there for a good hour or so, just lying in the water. I love that place. I used to go in the evenings and look at the stars and listen to the waves crashing against the rocks. It was lovely. A bit busy today and rather hot, but it was nice to have a relaxing day. Got a taxi back, had a little snooze in the hotel, and then went out for the evening, where we walked about 3 kilometres through the centre of Varna, and then through the sea gardens, which are these wonderful gardens laid out in the mid-19th century, to the restaurant where Mr. Popov, my former boss, was there with his son and his grandson, and we had a meal together, and he paid, which was very kind of him. And I have to say, of all the bosses I've ever had, he's up there with the best. Really, really wonderful bloke. It was an honour to work for him. I always meet up with him every time I come to Bulgaria. Really interesting chap. He's actually very into pilgrimage these days, and been to Jerusalem, but been to Mount Athos as well, which is somewhere I want to go. So that was good. His 17-year-old grandson is about to apply for university and wanted advice, so Alex could help there. And we just had a nice chat, and I recommended certain monasteries in Romania for him to go to. So that was that. I'm now back in the centre of Varna, relaxing after, a short day, but I guess ultimately quite a pleasant one. Doing what most people do on holiday, and what I very rarely do, and Alex certainly never does, and that's relax. So this is it. Uncle Travelling Matt, live from Varna. Keep travelling.